Transform Yourself. A guide to personal excellence based on success starts with you. How to become your best self. Introduction: transform into your finest self by selecting discipline over diversion each day. Your tomorrow is molded by the behaviors you repeat, not the emotions you pursue. Squandering time on justifications will never propel you ahead. Therefore, confront your weaknesses and strive for the self-control to become your optimal self. You will never transform into your finest self by maintaining the same patterns that keep you trapped. Challenge everything restraining you, but persist until you witness the individual you genuinely wish to become. What does it truly signify to become your finest self? Is it merely about laboring harder? Or does it concern something more profound, like transforming how you think, behave, and exist each day? Are you existing in a manner that fills you with pride? Or are you simply moving through routines anticipating someday to finally transform? Becoming your finest self isn't about achieving perfection. It's about being truthful with yourself. It's about confronting the matters you evade, pushing through uneasiness and assuming complete authority over your decisions. Most individuals discuss their aspirations. Few genuinely pursue them. Why? Because it's challenging. It requires courage, self-control, and daily commitment. But here's the reality. You possess greater capability. You don't need to remain trapped. You can develop. You can advance. You can become the individual you were destined to be. If you're prepared to cease waiting and begin becoming your finest self, then let's begin. Chapter 1. Accept complete accountability for your daily choices. Numerous individuals awaken each day sensing that life is occurring to them, as if they are travelers on a vehicle without authority over the route. They blame their situations, their history, or other individuals for their current position. But here's the difficult reality nobody wishes to acknowledge. Achievement, development, and your life's quality start and conclude with the decisions you make. You are the operator of your own existence. You manage the steering wheel, even if it doesn't seem that way presently. When you begin accepting complete accountability for every choice you make, from the instant you open your eyes to the moment you close them, you reclaim your authority. It's not about condemning yourself or bearing a heavy load of shame. It's about recognizing that every action, every decision, every small step you take accumulates to who you become. Nobody else will do this for you. No mystical solution will resolve your issues or transport you to your desired destination. It's your existence, your accountability. Consider the occasions when you didn't accept accountability. Perhaps you blamed someone else for your failures, your missed chances, or your absence of advancement. Perhaps you convinced yourself that circumstances would improve if only your situation were different. But what genuinely transforms your life is the instant you look in the mirror and declare, "I am accountable for what occurs to me." When you say this, you cease surrendering your authority and begin taking command. You stop awaiting permission or improved circumstances. You start taking action. This signifies that daily, the decisions you make have significance. The minor choices about how you utilize your time, what you concentrate on, whom you listen to, and how you respond to obstacles shape your future. You might believe that avoiding exercise, eating poorly, or wasting time is harmless. But these small decisions accumulate. If you consistently make choices that don't serve your best interests, you will never achieve the outcomes you desire. Accepting accountability means you cease making justifications and begin making decisions that advance you. Accountability is a strength. It doesn't grow stronger by avoiding it. It develops by being utilized. When you confront your errors directly, when you admit where you went astray, you learn and develop. That learning is a foundation for achievement. When you accept accountability, you become more honest with yourself. You cease pretending. You cease blaming. You cease being a victim. Instead, you become a leader of your own existence. One of the most difficult things to acknowledge is that sometimes you are the sole one responsible for your difficulties. Nobody else made you remain in a position you dislike. Nobody else made you neglect your health, and nobody else decided to ignore your aspirations. Once you accept this, The door to transformation swings wide open because now you possess the power to make different decisions. You have the power to create a new path. Accepting accountability also means you become answerable to yourself. Responsibility is the adhesive that binds your objectives and actions together. When you hold yourself answerable, you don't allow yourself to escape with justifications or diversions. You ask challenging questions at each day's end. Did I accomplish what I promised I would? Did I take actions that brought me closer to my destination? Did I behave in a manner that reflects my highest principles? When you accept accountability, you notice how your mindset transforms. You become more concentrated and determined. You begin to value your time and energy more. You cease wasting your life on matters that don't matter. You start to view obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow stronger. You become more patient with yourself, because you understand that development is a process requiring consistent effort. It's also important to realize that accepting accountability is not a one-time occurrence. It's a daily pledge. Every morning when you awaken, you face a new set of decisions. You can choose to rise and work toward your objectives, or you can choose to stay comfortable and let the day pass by. Every evening when you look back on the day, you can choose to acknowledge your victories and defeats honestly, or you can make justifications and pretend it doesn't matter. There will be days when you stumble, when you make poor choices, and when you feel like surrendering. That's normal. What matters is how you respond. If you own your mistakes and keep moving forward, you build resilience. You build character. You build a life you can be proud of. If you blame others or make justifications, you remain stuck. You lose time. You lose potential. Another thing to remember is that accountability creates liberty. It sounds peculiar, but the more you accept accountability, the more freedom you have in your life. Why? Because you are no longer controlled by external forces. You are no longer waiting for someone else's approval or permission. You make your own decisions and create your own outcomes. You cease being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your future. The most successful individuals you know, the ones you admire, didn't arrive there by chance. They arrived there because they accepted accountability for their lives. They decided to confront their fears, work diligently, and keep learning. They took ownership of their choices even when it was uncomfortable. They kept appearing day after day, making decisions that aligned with their objectives and principles. When you start practicing complete accountability, you notice how others respond to you differently. Individuals respect someone who owns their life. They see strength and integrity. You become someone others can depend on. Not because you're perfect, but because you don't flee from your obstacles. You face them with courage and honesty. Accountability is also about understanding the power of your patterns. The small daily actions you repeat without thinking eventually define your future. Accepting accountability means paying attention to these patterns and deciding which ones serve you and which ones hold you back. It means choosing to replace harmful patterns with beneficial ones. It means being intentional about your daily routine and your mindset. Chapter 2. Establish clear objectives and monitor your progress daily. Most individuals wander through their days without a clear sense of direction. They work diligently, but feel stuck. They struggle to understand why they are not moving forward. The truth is simple. Without clear objectives, your effort is scattered like leaves in the wind. Your energy spreads too thin, and your actions lack purpose. If you want to become your finest self, you must know exactly where you are going. You need clear objectives that give your life focus and meaning. Establishing clear objectives means more than just wishing for something to occur. It means deciding exactly what you want and putting it down in writing. When you write down your objectives, they become real. Your brain can process them clearly, and your mind becomes a powerful tool to achieve them. Objectives create a roadmap. They help you see the steps you need to take. Without them, you are like a vessel lost at sea, drifting without a destination. Your objectives must be specific. Saying, "I want to be successful," is not enough. What does success mean to you? What does it look like in your life? Is it a job, a certain income, better health, or stronger relationships? Clarity in your objectives gives you a target to aim at. The clearer your objectives are, the easier it is to take action. You will know what to do and when to do it. Writing your objectives down each morning creates a powerful habit. It reminds you of what matters most and helps you prioritize your day. When you monitor your progress daily, you see how far you have come and what still needs attention. Monitoring is like a feedback loop that keeps you honest. It stops you from drifting back into old patterns or wasting time on diversions. Monitoring progress is not about being perfect or criticizing yourself when you fall short. It is about being aware. When you know exactly where you are, you can adjust your actions. If something is not working, you change it. If you are moving closer to your objectives, you celebrate it and keep going. Progress is motivating because it shows that your efforts matter. It builds momentum, which is critical for long-term achievement. Many individuals fail to set objectives or monitor progress because they fear failure or disappointment. They avoid commitment because they don't want to feel bad if they don't achieve what they hoped for. But the bigger risk is never trying at all. Life rewards those who take consistent action toward their aspirations. The process of establishing objectives and monitoring progress teaches you discipline and resilience. It prepares you to overcome obstacles and keep moving forward no matter what. Daily progress does not always mean giant leaps. Sometimes it means small steps, but they add up. Imagine moving closer to your objective just 1% every day. In a year, that adds up to massive transformation. Establishing and monitoring objectives turns your big aspirations into manageable tasks. It breaks down what seems overwhelming into bite-sized actions you can handle. This makes achievement feel attainable, not impossible. When you look back and see all the small victories stacked up, you build confidence. Confidence comes from knowing you have done the work and earned your outcomes. This confidence is what pushes you through tough times. It is what keeps you going when things get difficult. Without clear objectives and progress monitoring, it is easy to give up because you feel lost or unmotivated. Objectives also serve as a filter for your time and energy. Life throws many diversions at you every day. Without clear objectives, it is easy to waste your energy on things that do not matter. When you have set objectives, you become more selective. You say no to activities that pull you away from your priorities. You protect your time like a precious resource because you know it moves you toward your vision. Monitoring your progress means being honest with yourself every day. It means asking questions like, what did I do today to get closer to my objective? What distracted me? What can I do better tomorrow? This honest reflection builds self-awareness. Self-awareness is a key to personal development because it helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses. It reveals patterns in your behavior and thoughts that either help or hurt your progress. Incorporating this practice into your daily routine transforms your mindset. You become solution-oriented instead of problem-focused. You stop waiting for motivation or perfect conditions to act. Instead, you act because you know that progress comes from consistent effort, no matter how small. You learn to celebrate your efforts rather than only the outcomes. This creates a positive feedback loop that fuels your momentum. Another important part of establishing clear objectives is breaking them down into short-term and long-term targets. Long-term objectives give you the big picture, the vision for your life. Short-term objectives give you concrete targets for each day, week, and month. These smaller objectives keep you grounded and focused. They prevent overwhelm because you always know the next step to take. This step-by-step approach makes progress steady and manageable. Writing your objectives in a place where you see them every day keeps them at the front of your mind. Your brain is incredibly powerful when it has clear, repeated instructions. The daily reminder nudges you to take action. It helps you resist temptation and stay committed when diversions try to pull you away. Your objectives become a part of who you are, shaping your identity and behavior. Many successful individuals credit their achievements to the habit of establishing clear objectives and monitoring their progress. It is a common thread among those who rise above obstacles and create meaningful lives. This habit forces you to stay disciplined. It forces you to focus on what matters. It forces you to measure your actions and outcomes. The truth is that without this habit, talent and hard work alone often get lost in chaos and distraction. It is important to keep your objectives flexible. Life will throw curveballs. Sometimes your original objectives need adjusting. That is not failure. That is wisdom. Monitoring your progress daily helps you recognize when changes are needed. You learn to be adaptable without losing sight of your overall vision. This adaptability is a strength that allows you to keep moving forward, even when life gets complicated. Establishing clear objectives and monitoring your progress daily is an act of respect toward yourself. It shows that you value your potential and your time. It shows that you believe in your ability to develop and improve. It is a commitment to your future. This commitment builds a foundation for lasting achievement and fulfillment. It creates a sense of purpose that energizes your every action. By committing to this practice, you take control of your life's direction. You move from confusion to clarity. You transform your aspirations into achievable plans. You build confidence through consistent progress. You learn resilience through daily reflection and adjustment. You develop discipline that protects your time and energy. This daily ritual becomes the engine that drives you toward becoming your finest self. Chapter 3. Build morning routines that energize your mindset. Awakening and feeling trapped, exhausted, or overwhelmed is something many individuals experience every day. Too often the morning is hurried, filled with stress, or full of diversions that drain your energy before the day even starts. If your mornings are chaotic or passive, the rest of your day follows the same pattern. Achievement and personal development don't just happen randomly. They start with how you begin each day. The first moments after you wake up set the tone for your entire life. Building morning routines that energize your mindset is not a luxury. It is a necessity if you want to become your finest self. Your morning routine is the foundation of your mental strength and focus. If you start your day with scattered thoughts, fear, or negative emotions, you will carry that weight through everything you do. But if you deliberately choose patterns that clear your mind, calm your nerves, and energize your spirit, you set yourself up to tackle any obstacle. The quality of your morning shapes the quality of your day. One of the biggest mistakes individuals make is checking their phone immediately upon waking. The barrage of messages, news, and social media pulls you into other people's dramas and worries before you have time to center yourself. It floods your mind with diversions that fragment your attention. Instead, morning should be a quiet time for self-focus and preparation. When you resist the urge to jump into the noise, you create space for clarity and calm. Starting the day with simple patterns like deep breathing or stretching wakes up your body and mind gently. These small movements signal to your brain that it is time to be alert, but calm. Breathing deeply fills your lungs and brings oxygen to your brain. This reduces stress and increases mental clarity. Stretching loosens tight muscles and reminds your body that it is alive and ready to move. These practices anchor you in the present moment, helping you shake off sleepiness and sluggishness. Another powerful morning pattern is reading or listening to something positive and inspiring. When you feed your mind uplifting ideas or lessons first thing, you create a mental environment that encourages development. It could be a short passage from a book, a motivational speech, or a brief meditation. This pattern trains your brain to focus on what builds you up rather than what tears you down. It shapes your beliefs and attitudes before the outside world demands your attention. Writing down a few things you are grateful for each morning rewires your brain to notice the good in your life. Gratitude is a simple but profound practice that shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you start with appreciation, you develop resilience against setbacks and obstacles. Gratitude is like a shield that protects your mindset from negativity and discouragement. Visualization is another pattern that energizes your mindset with energy and purpose. Spending a few minutes imagining your ideal day or long-term objectives creates a powerful emotional connection to your vision. Your brain cannot tell the difference between vivid imagination and real experience. When you visualize achievement, you program your mind to act as if it is already happening. This creates confidence and motivation that carry you through the difficult parts of the day. Planning your day in the morning keeps you organized and intentional. Writing down your top priorities and reviewing your objectives focuses your energy on what truly matters. It stops you from reacting to diversions and instead encourages you to act with purpose. When you plan your day, you reduce anxiety because you know exactly what steps to take next. It creates momentum that makes even difficult tasks feel manageable. Hydrating with water shortly after waking up is a pattern often overlooked but essential. Your body becomes dehydrated overnight, which affects your energy levels and cognitive function. Drinking water first thing replenishes your system and helps your brain work at its best. Physical care like this supports mental performance and overall well-being. Building morning routines also means setting boundaries. This could mean waking up early enough to avoid rushing or choosing to spend the first hour without screens or work emails. Boundaries protect your peace and focus during the most critical time of the day. Without them, it is easy to slip back into reactive and scattered thinking. Mornings are an opportunity to connect with your purpose. When you build patterns that nurture your mindset, you create a personal ritual that reinforces your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who respects their time, values development, and takes control of their life. This daily reaffirmation builds confidence and commitment that compound over time. This is not about perfection. Some mornings will be messy and you will miss your routines. What matters is consistency and persistence. When you return to your routine each day, you build a pattern that supports your finest self. The effort you put into your morning routine shows up in how you handle stress, solve problems, and interact with others throughout the day. You might feel skeptical about how a simple morning routine can impact your entire life. But consider this: your mindset is the lens through which you experience every moment. The stronger and clearer that lens is, the better you see opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. When your mind is clouded or drained, everything feels harder. The way you start your day either strengthens or weakens that lens. Many successful individuals credit their achievements to morning routines that ground their mindset. These routines are not complicated or expensive. They are simple choices made consistently. They create a buffer against the chaos and negativity that life throws at everyone. Mornings become a time of renewal and preparation, not a time of reaction and stress. The beauty of building morning routines is that they belong to you and can be customized to fit your needs and objectives. What matters is that they energize your mindset and set a positive tone. The key is to start small. Pick a few patterns and stick to them. Over time, you can add or adjust patterns to keep your routine fresh and effective. When your mornings energize your mindset, your days become more productive, focused, and joyful. You find yourself better equipped to handle obstacles and more motivated to pursue your aspirations. Your energy becomes steady rather than scattered. Your thoughts become clear rather than chaotic. Your emotions become stable rather than reactive. This foundation of a strong mindset built each morning supports your long-term development. It protects you from burnout and discouragement. It helps you stay on track when life feels uncertain. It creates a sense of control and peace in a world that often feels out of control. Your mornings hold the power to transform everything. By building routines that energize your mindset, you take the first step each day toward becoming your finest self. You create a daily practice of care, focus, and intention that shapes your future. Every morning, you choose to start strong. You choose to grow stronger in life. Chapter 4. Remove diversions that weaken your concentration. Daily. Every day, individuals face an invisible battle. It is a battle for their attention and concentration. The world is full of interruptions pulling us in every direction. These diversions silently steal our time and energy without us even realizing it. If your days end with little to show for your efforts, it is likely because diversions are winning. To become your finest self, you must identify what breaks your concentration and learn how to remove those diversions from your daily life. Diversions are more than just interruptions. They are patterns and habits that break your flow and scatter your mental energy. When your concentration is weak, your work quality suffers, your objectives slip away, and your motivation drops. This is a reality that too many individuals accept as normal. But it does not have to be this way. Removing diversions is a skill you can develop, and it will transform the way you live and work. One of the most common diversions is technology. Phones, notifications, emails, and social media are designed to grab your attention constantly. They offer instant gratification but deliver little value. When you check your phone frequently, your brain shifts its focus over and over. This switching costs time and energy. Even a brief glance at a notification interrupts your flow and makes it harder to return to your task. To protect your concentration, you must set boundaries with technology. This could mean turning off non-essential notifications or setting specific times to check your messages. Physical environment plays a huge role in your ability to concentrate. A cluttered space creates mental clutter. When your desk or room is messy, your brain struggles to concentrate. Clearing your physical space removes diversions from your sight and mind. When everything has a place and your workspace is organized, you send a message to your brain that it is time to concentrate and be productive. Creating an environment that supports your objectives strengthens your ability to stay on track. Multitasking is a hidden enemy of concentration. Trying to do several things at once may seem efficient but actually slows you down and increases errors. Your brain can only give full attention to one thing at a time. When you juggle tasks, you are constantly shifting focus and losing mental energy. Concentrating on one task at a time improves the quality of your work and reduces stress. You accomplish more when you give your full attention to the present task. Internal diversions are just as powerful as external ones. Doubts, worries, and negative thoughts pull your mind away from what matters. If you find yourself thinking about problems or fears while trying to work, you are losing concentration. Developing patterns to manage your mind, such as journaling, meditation, or deep breathing, can calm these internal diversions. When your mind is quiet and clear, you can concentrate fully on the task at hand. Time management is essential to reducing diversions. Without a clear plan for your day, you become reactive to interruptions. You allow urgent but unimportant things to take over your schedule. Prioritizing your work and blocking specific times for focused effort gives you control over your time. When you allocate time deliberately, diversions lose their power because you have planned for what is important. It is also important to communicate boundaries with others. Sometimes individuals around you do not realize they are interrupting or distracting you. Letting them know when you need focused time and when you are available builds respect and helps protect your concentration. This is especially true in shared work or home environments. Clear communication reduces unexpected interruptions that break your flow. Removing diversions requires self-awareness. You must observe your patterns and identify what pulls your attention away. This might be checking your phone first thing in the morning, aimlessly browsing the internet, or getting caught in unproductive conversations. Once you know your diversions, you can create strategies to avoid or minimize them. Monitoring your concentration throughout the day helps you see patterns and make adjustments. The power of routine helps reduce diversions naturally. When your daily schedule includes focused work blocks, breaks, and clear objectives, your mind knows what to expect. Routines train your brain to enter a state of concentration at certain times. This makes it easier to resist diversions because your patterns support concentration. Without routine, your day becomes a series of interruptions without direction. Rest and breaks are often overlooked in the discussion of concentration. When you are tired or overwhelmed, your mind is more likely to wander. Taking regular breaks refreshes your brain and improves concentration. This is not wasted time, but essential care for your mental energy. Short walks, stretching, or simple relaxation during breaks help maintain sharp concentration when you return to work. Diversions often come from boredom or lack of engagement. If your tasks do not interest or challenge you, your mind looks for something else to do. Finding ways to connect your work to your bigger objectives or adding variety can reduce the temptation to drift. When you see meaning in what you are doing, it is easier to stay concentrated. Self-discipline is the muscle that strengthens your ability to remove diversions. It is built through small, consistent choices each day. Every time you say no to a diversion, you build your concentration muscle. This effort becomes easier with practice, and over time your concentration becomes stronger and more natural. It is important to be patient with yourself as you work on reducing diversions. Breaking old patterns takes time. You will slip up and get pulled away. What matters is how quickly you recognize it and return to your concentration. Persistence creates progress. The commitment to protect your attention pays off in greater productivity, less stress, and a deeper sense of accomplishment. When diversions are removed or controlled, your creativity and problem-solving abilities improve. Your brain can enter a state of deep concentration where ideas flow freely and solutions appear clearly. This level of concentration is where high-quality work is done and achievement is built. Ultimately, removing diversions daily is a form of respect for your objectives and your time. It shows that you value what you want to achieve and that you are willing to protect your energy. This protection allows you to give your best effort consistently. It transforms your daily experience from scattered and stressful to concentrated and fulfilling. By mastering your concentration and cutting out diversions, you unlock your full potential. Your mind becomes a powerful tool for development and achievement. You create momentum that carries you forward. You become your finest self through the discipline of daily concentration and the removal of diversions that weaken your power. Chapter 5. Speak encouragingly about yourself in every circumstance. The moment you open your mouth to describe who you are, you shape your future. It is hard to believe how many individuals allow negative words to pour out about themselves every single day. They say things like, "I am not good enough," "I will never get there," or "I always mess things up." These words chip away at your confidence and hold you back from becoming your finest self. The truth is that how you speak about yourself influences how you feel and act. Negative self-talk creates limits that do not belong to you. Speaking encouragingly about yourself is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing to empower yourself with words that build strength, hope, and determination even in the toughest moments. Every human being battles with doubt and fear at times. That is natural. What separates those who succeed from those who give up is how they talk to themselves during these obstacles. When you consistently say negative things about yourself, your mind accepts those as facts. It starts to believe you are less capable or worthy. This belief then controls your decisions and actions. On the other hand, encouraging self-talk rewires your brain to expect achievement and resilience. It gives you permission to try again, to push through difficulties, and to trust your abilities. Many individuals underestimate the power of words spoken silently or out loud. The conversations you have with yourself create your mental environment. If this environment is filled with criticism and doubt, it becomes a prison. But if it is filled with encouragement and kindness, it becomes a place of development and freedom. Speaking encouragingly means acknowledging your worth even when things do not go as planned. It means reminding yourself of your strengths and the progress you have made. It means rejecting harsh judgments and choosing compassion for your own journey. Changing your self-talk requires awareness and intention. The first step is to listen to how you talk to yourself throughout the day. Notice the words, tone, and feelings connected to your inner voice. Are your statements supportive or critical? Are they hopeful or defeated? Awareness opens the door to transformation. Once you hear the negative patterns, you can consciously replace them with encouraging alternatives. This is not about ignoring mistakes, but about reframing your thoughts in a way that motivates you to learn and develop. For example, instead of saying, "I failed again," say, "I am learning what does not work and moving closer to achievement." Instead of, "I am not good enough," say, "I am capable and improving every day." These shifts may feel strange at first, but they plant seeds of confidence. Repeating encouraging affirmations daily can reinforce these new beliefs. The more you affirm your strengths and potential, the stronger your mindset becomes. The impact of speaking encouragingly goes beyond your own mind. When you talk about yourself with respect and encouragement, others begin to see you differently too. Individuals are drawn to those who carry confidence and self-respect. This opens doors to better relationships, opportunities, and support. Negative self-talk often creates a barrier between you and the world, isolating you in doubt. Encouraging speech breaks down that barrier and connects you with encouragement and possibility. It is important to speak encouragingly in every circumstance, especially during setbacks or criticism. When you face failure or rejection, it is easy to fall into the trap of self-blame. But this only deepens the wound and slows your progress. Instead, choose words that remind you of your resilience and ability to recover. Speak about obstacles as temporary challenges, not permanent flaws. This mindset keeps you moving forward rather than stuck in despair. The words you use also affect your emotions deeply. Encouraging speech releases chemicals in your brain that promote calmness and motivation. Negative speech triggers stress and fear responses. Over time, these emotional patterns shape your personality and how you experience life. Speaking encouragingly trains your brain to react to difficulties with courage and hope instead of panic and defeat. When you speak well of yourself, you build a strong identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who deserves achievement, happiness, and respect. This identity becomes the foundation for every choice you make. It influences the patterns you build, the objectives you set, and the risks you take. Without encouraging self-speech, your identity becomes fragile and uncertain. With it, you become unstoppable. It takes practice and patience to change lifelong patterns of negative self-talk. Do not expect instant transformation. Celebrate small victories when you catch yourself replacing a negative thought with an encouraging one. Surround yourself with reminders of your worth, like notes, quotes, or supportive individuals. Protect your mind from influences that encourage self-criticism or doubt. Speaking encouragingly about yourself is a form of self-care and respect. It honors your journey and fuels your development. It reminds you that you are enough just as you are and that you have the power to become more. The words you choose today plant the foundation for the individual you will be tomorrow. As you become more aware of your inner dialogue, you will notice how much it shapes your feelings and actions. You will gain control over the narrative of your life. When you speak encouragingly about yourself in every circumstance, you build a life rooted in confidence, resilience, and hope. This is the starting point for becoming your finest self. Chapter 6. Surround yourself with progress-oriented individuals. Exclusively, life is molded by the companions you choose more than most realize. When your social circle consists of individuals who are stagnant, pessimistic, or satisfied with mediocrity, it becomes extremely challenging to transcend those boundaries. Many battle for years attempting to advance, only to discover themselves dragged backward by their environment. This represents a difficult reality that must be acknowledged. Progress-minded individuals propel you ahead. They encourage you to enhance yourself, motivate you to envision greater possibilities, and maintain accountability when you deviate from your path. If your goal is becoming your optimal self, the initial genuine step involves assessing those nearest to you and deciding to associate with individuals who share an aspiration for development and advancement. Progress-oriented people believe capabilities and intellect can be cultivated through dedication and education. They don't avoid difficulties or errors because they view them as chances for development. This perspective generates enthusiasm and drive within a community. When surrounded by people possessing this viewpoint, their positivity and dedication become infectious. They'll acknowledge your victories and support you during difficult periods. This type of encouragement is invaluable because it maintains your movement toward objectives even when feeling exhausted or doubtful. Conversely, being encircled by individuals who grumble, fault others, or oppose change depletes your drive and self-assurance. Their restricted beliefs function like weights dragging you down. It's simple to unconsciously absorb the pessimism. Over time, you might discover yourself thinking and behaving similarly, sacrificing your distinctive potential. Progress-minded people assist you in resisting this influence. They demonstrate practices and mindsets that construct success and strength. Their impact encourages you to improve rather than accepting less. Locating progress-minded individuals demands purposefulness. These aren't necessarily your closest friends or relatives. Sometimes you must pursue new connections aligning with your vision and principles. This could involve joining organizations related to your objectives, participating in workshops, or engaging in digital communities. When meeting people enthusiastic about learning and self-enhancement, you establish a support network that maintains accountability and motivates action. It's crucial to invest time and effort into these relationships because they offer long-term advantages that significantly exceed casual associations. The impact of a progress-minded community also assists during obstacles. When facing failure or discouragement, these people don't allow you to surrender. Instead, they help you recognize lessons and new directions forward. They remind you that obstacles are journey components, not endpoints. This viewpoint transforms how you handle challenges and strengthens persistence. Alone, setbacks feel like failure evidence. With proper company, they become success-building blocks. Surrounding yourself with progress-minded people isn't solely about receiving support, but also providing it. This reciprocal encouragement builds strong connections and mutual advancement. When you motivate others to improve, you strengthen your own growth commitment. You learn from their experiences and acquire fresh perspectives. This reciprocal relationship establishes a powerful environment where everyone elevates each other higher. It's a growth cycle that multiplies beyond what any individual could accomplish alone. It's essential to identify toxic relationships that impede development. These might be people who consistently criticize without offering solutions or those who diminish your aspirations. Severing ties with such influences can be challenging but necessary. Protecting your mental and emotional space is vital for concentration and vitality. This doesn't mean being impolite or harsh, but rather being resolute about the company you permit near your goals. Your development deserves this consideration. The power of influence also reaches daily dialogues. The words shared within your circle mold your mindset. Progress-minded people discuss concepts, objectives, and solutions. They concentrate on possibilities rather than obstacles. Participating in these conversations trains your mind to think bigger and act purposefully. Avoid conversations centered on complaints, excuses, or rumors because they drain your energy and obscure your vision. Progress-minded people encourage risk-taking and stepping beyond your comfort zone. They understand that comfort seldom leads to advancement. When you have a support system valuing courage and effort, you're more willing to attempt new things and face uncertainty. This boldness opens doors to opportunities that remain closed to those staying in safe but stagnant positions. Being surrounded by people who embrace challenge makes taking those steps less intimidating and more thrilling. Investing in relationships with progress-minded individuals also broadens your knowledge and abilities. They share resources, insights, and feedback that accelerate your learning. This collective wisdom shortcuts success because you don't need to discover everything independently. You benefit from others' experiences and avoid common pitfalls. This connection to learning communities creates an environment where improvement becomes natural and ongoing. Your environment influences not only your mindset, but also your practices. Progress-minded people typically have routines and disciplines supporting their advancement. When spending time with them, you adopt similar habits effortlessly. This automatic positive influence transforms your daily existence in small but significant ways. Over time, these habits accumulate and result in substantial growth. Your circle becomes a mirror of your best possible self. To build a progress-minded network, begin by observing people you spend most time with. Ask yourself if their values and goals match yours. Notice how you feel after interacting with them, energized or depleted. Seek opportunities to meet new people who inspire and challenge you to improve. Be deliberate about nurturing these relationships and contributing your own energy and encouragement. Growth isn't a solitary journey, but a collective adiviao. They aren't perfect but dedicated to advancement. They celebrate effort and learning above results alone. Surrounding yourself with such individuals creates an atmosphere where your best self can flourish naturally. It eliminates loneliness from pursuing success and replaces it with connection and shared purpose. Selecting your companions carefully represents one of the most influential decisions you can make. It affects your mindset, emotions, habits, and ultimately, your outcomes. If you want to become your best self, you must invest in relationships supporting growth and release those holding you back. This choice is a daily dedication to your potential and future. When your environment is filled with progress-minded people, your own mind expands. Your confidence develops. Your goals become clearer. Your energy to pursue them intensifies. This is the foundation for sustained progress and fulfillment. You become the person who not only dreams but also accomplishes, surrounded by those who inspire and uplift you every step of the way. Chapter 7. Acquire new knowledge. Every single day. Most people live their days automatically, repeating identical routines without considering growth or learning. The truth is that stagnation is success's adversary. When your mind ceases learning, your potential begins diminishing. Learning daily isn't about returning to school or reading enormous books each time. It's about nourishing your mind with fresh concepts, new abilities, or deeper comprehension that advances you forward. This is one of the most powerful practices you can cultivate to become your best self. A world of knowledge awaits you every single day. Whether it's a simple fact, a different viewpoint, or a new method, each piece of information accumulates. The human brain desires stimulation and growth. Without it, boredom, frustration, and complacency dominate. The effort to learn daily creates enthusiasm and maintains your brain's sharpness. It keeps you mentally flexible and prepared to address challenges with creativity and confidence. Learning something new daily requires dedication. It means allocating time for growth even when existence feels busy or overwhelming. This commitment might be as brief as 15 minutes, but done consistently, it generates massive momentum. Over weeks and months, those small learning sessions compound into knowledge and skills that can transform your life. The key is treating learning as a non-negotiable aspect of your routine. Just like eating or sleeping, there are countless methods to learn daily. Reading books or articles related to your goals provides deep insight. Listening to podcasts or watching educational content can transform idle moments into growth opportunities. Conversing with people having different experiences expands your understanding. Attempting a new hobby or practicing a skill develops your capabilities. The method matters less than the daily commitment to expand your mind. Learning daily also constructs confidence. When you understand more, you feel more capable. You make decisions with greater clarity and act with purpose. The discomfort of the unknown decreases because you're constantly replacing gaps with knowledge. This confidence fuels action and reduces fear. It empowers you to tackle challenges that once seemed impossible. The habit of daily learning encourages curiosity. When you make it a priority, your eyes open to possibilities everywhere. Everyday events become lessons. Problems transform into puzzles to solve. You begin seeing the world not as a fixed place but as a constantly evolving landscape full of opportunities to grow. This mindset transforms your experience and keeps your motivation alive. Learning every day is also a form of self-respect and future respect. It says you value your potential enough to invest time and energy in it. You refuse to accept limitations imposed by ignorance or comfort. This commitment to growth distinguishes you because many choose to remain stuck rather than stretch. Your daily learning propels you ahead of those who settle for less. Sometimes learning can feel challenging or frustrating. New concepts may not make sense immediately. Skills take time to develop. This is normal and part of the process. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is persistence. Continuing with learning through confusion builds resilience and sharpens your ability to solve problems. It trains your mind to handle discomfort and keep moving forward. The impact of daily learning extends beyond knowledge. It improves your communication skills, decision-making, and problem-solving. It keeps your mind young and engaged. It creates new pathways in your brain, increasing creativity and adaptability. This mental flexibility is crucial in a world that's always changing. Those who stop learning get left behind, while continuous learners lead and innovate. Learning something new daily also improves your emotional intelligence. When you expose yourself to new ideas and perspectives, you become more empathetic and understanding. You see life from different angles and relate better to others. This enhances your relationships and builds stronger connections. Emotional growth is as important as intellectual growth for becoming your best self. Many successful people attribute their achievements to a lifelong commitment to learning. They read voraciously, ask questions constantly, and never assume they know enough. Their curiosity drives innovation and progress. Their willingness to learn keeps them humble and hungry for improvement. This mindset isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone willing to put in the effort. It's important to set learning goals and track progress. Without direction, learning can become aimless and less effective. Define what areas you want to improve or what skills you want to develop. Break these down into small daily lessons or tasks. Measure your growth regularly to stay motivated and celebrate milestones. This structure turns learning into a powerful tool for transformation. Technology makes learning easier than ever. Online courses, audiobooks, forums, and apps provide endless resources at your fingertips. You can tailor your learning to your schedule and interests. Use these tools wisely and consistently. The availability of knowledge is no longer a barrier. The choice to use it is yours. Avoid the trap of passive consumption, where you watch or listen without reflection. Active learning means applying what you learn, practicing new skills, and questioning your assumptions. Take notes, discuss ideas, and try new approaches. This active engagement deepens understanding and embeds knowledge in your life. Learning something new every day also changes your self-perception. When you commit to growth, you begin seeing yourself as a capable and evolving person. This new identity influences your actions and choices. You become someone who embraces challenges and pursues excellence. This shift is fundamental to becoming your best self. The journey of daily learning isn't always easy. It requires discipline, patience, and courage to admit you don't know everything. It demands humility to accept feedback and mistakes. It calls for perseverance to keep going when progress seems slow. But every step forward makes the effort worthwhile. The results are seen in your mindset, opportunities, and overall quality of life. Learning every day is a path to freedom. For mindset, opportunities, and overall quality of life. Learning every day is a path to freedom. It frees you from limiting beliefs and outdated habits. It opens doors to new possibilities and growth. It builds the foundation for success in any area of life. When you commit to learning daily, you invest in yourself in the most powerful way possible. Your best self is waiting on the other side of that commitment. Every day is a chance to get closer by feeding your mind with fresh knowledge and skills. Don't waste that opportunity. Choose to learn something new today and every day after. This choice will shape the rest of your life. Chapter 8. Examine your actions before sleep. Every day brings its own challenges and opportunities. Yet too many people rush through life without pausing to look back on what they accomplished. The truth is, reflection is a powerful tool that many ignore because it feels uncomfortable or like a waste of time. Yet the habit of reviewing your actions before sleep holds the key to real growth. It forces you to be honest with yourself about your choices, your progress, and your failures. Without this daily reflection, you risk repeating mistakes, missing lessons, and drifting away from your true goals. Before you close your eyes at night, your mind is the perfect place to bring clarity to your day. The quiet and stillness invite you to slow down and look inward. Most people go to bed thinking about the next day or worrying about problems. But using those moments for reflection changes everything. It becomes a deliberate act to learn from what happened instead of letting it slip away unnoticed. This simple practice separates those who grow steadily from those who stay stuck. Reflecting on your actions means honestly answering questions about your day. Did I make choices that aligned with my goals? Was I responsible for how I spent my time? Did I act with intention or drift on autopilot? This self-examination shines a light on areas where you did well and areas needing improvement. It reveals patterns that either help or hurt your progress. When you consistently identify where you fell short, you can correct course before small mistakes turn into big setbacks. Many avoid reflection because it means facing discomfort or failure. They don't want to admit they wasted time, reacted poorly, or avoided important tasks. But the power of reflection lies in embracing that discomfort and using it as fuel. It builds emotional strength because you become less afraid of your own truth. You gain control over your habits because awareness precedes change. You stop blaming external factors and take ownership of your actions. Reflection at night also helps you appreciate your wins no matter how small. Often people overlook progress because they focus only on what's wrong. Taking time to acknowledge your achievements builds confidence and motivation. It reminds you that every effort counts and encourages you to keep moving forward. This balance of critique and celebration creates a healthy mindset that drives improvement, without harsh self-judgment. The quality of reflection depends on how thoughtful and honest you are. It's not about judging yourself harshly or making excuses. It's about facing reality clearly and compassionately. This honesty leads to deeper insights and stronger decisions. Over time, reflection sharpens your ability to evaluate your own behavior accurately. You start noticing subtle habits that shape your day and can adjust them proactively. Reflection before sleep is also an opportunity to align your thoughts with your goals. It helps you connect daily actions with your bigger vision. When you see how your efforts add up or fall short, you adjust your approach to stay on track. This connection brings purpose and clarity to every day. It prevents drifting into distractions or settling for less than your potential. Many successful people credit their progress to nightly reflection. They use journals, voice memos, or simple mental reviews to examine their day. This consistent habit builds momentum because it creates a feedback loop. You learn, adjust, and improve continuously, rather than waiting for a crisis or moment of inspiration. This steady progress is the foundation of lasting success. Reflection also improves your emotional well-being. When you process your day honestly, it helps release stress and unresolved feelings. It prevents negative emotions from building up and affecting your sleep. By confronting challenges before bed, you reduce anxiety and promote calm. This peaceful state of mind prepares you for better rest and a fresh start the next day. To make reflection effective, develop a routine that works for you. Find a quiet place, turn off distractions, and focus on your day. Ask yourself key questions like, what did I accomplish? What could I have done better? And what will I change tomorrow? Write your thoughts down if possible because putting them on paper strengthens clarity. Even a few minutes of this practice creates powerful change. Reflection helps you stay accountable. When you review your actions honestly, you create a personal record of progress and setbacks. This record holds you responsible for your own success. It reminds you that your future depends on your present decisions. Accountability motivates you to show up consistently and give your best effort. Through reflection, you build self-awareness, which is the cornerstone of personal growth. You learn how your mind works, what triggers you, and how you respond to challenges. This insight allows you to master your emotions and reactions instead of being controlled by them. Greater self-awareness leads to wiser choices and stronger character. Reflection also increases gratitude. When you look back on your day, you notice moments of kindness, opportunity, and learning that might otherwise be missed. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. It increases happiness and resilience by focusing on what's good in your life. This positive outlook helps you overcome difficulties with greater ease. Without reflection, life becomes a series of random events instead of a meaningful journey. Days blend together without direction or progress. You lose sight of your purpose and your potential. Reflection brings order and meaning to your experience. It creates a sense of control and mastery over your own life. Reflection before sleep is not a one-time fix, but a lifelong habit. Its benefits grow deeper and more profound as you continue. You become more disciplined, focused, and intentional. You gain the power to design your life rather than react to it. This habit is a quiet but powerful tool that fuels success from within. Every evening offers a choice to let your day fade into forgetfulness or to claim its lessons and power. Choosing reflection transforms ordinary days into steps toward greatness. It connects you to your best self by keeping you honest, motivated, and purposeful. The journey to becoming your best self depends on your willingness to face your actions each day. Reflection is not always easy, but it is essential. It strengthens your mind, your emotions, and your will. This daily habit creates a foundation for all other success habits to flourish. Reflecting on your actions before sleep means you never stop learning about yourself. You discover strengths to build on and weaknesses to improve. This knowledge shapes your decisions and behavior moving forward. It turns experience into wisdom and intention into progress. In the end, your best self is created moment by moment, day by day. Reflection is the tool that makes each moment count. It gives you the insight and clarity needed to grow steadily and surely. When you take this time each night, you set yourself apart from the crowd. You become the person who takes control of their life and shapes their future with purpose. Chapter 9. Maintain your body through discipline. Most people overlook the one thing they cannot replace, no matter how much money they earn or how many goals they achieve. That one thing is their body. The reality many face is that poor health slowly steals their energy, focus, and motivation. Without a strong body, all other success efforts weaken. It's not about having the perfect physique or being an athlete. It's about building discipline to care for your body consistently day in and day out. Taking care of your body through discipline means making choices that protect and improve your physical well-being even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Life is full of distractions that pull you away from what your body truly needs. Tiredness, stress, and poor habits convince many that skipping exercise or eating fast food is just easier. This pattern creates a slow decline in health that many don't notice until it's serious. It's a harsh truth that ignoring your body today will limit your potential tomorrow. A disciplined approach to your physical health is essential to becoming your best self. It's the foundation that supports every other area of your life. Discipline in body care means establishing clear routines for nutrition, movement, and rest. It requires more than fleeting motivation. It demands commitment even on days when you feel lazy or distracted. Many fail to see the value of discipline because it often feels restrictive or tedious. But discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Without it, good intentions remain just wishes. Every healthy choice you make adds up over time to a stronger, more energetic you. Eating well is one of the most important parts of caring for your body. It's not about strict diets or counting calories obsessively. It's about consistently choosing foods that nourish your cells, fuel your mind, and stabilize your energy. When you discipline yourself to eat more whole foods like vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins, you give your body the tools it needs to perform. Processed foods and sugary snacks might offer quick pleasure, but they steal your strength and focus in the long run. The discipline to prioritize good nutrition protects you from mood swings, fatigue, and illness. Physical activity is another critical element of body care through discipline. It doesn't mean you must run marathons or lift heavy weights every day. It means creating a habit of moving regularly, challenging your muscles and cardiovascular system, and increasing your endurance. Movement releases chemicals in your brain that boost mood and sharpen focus. It also improves sleep quality and reduces stress. A disciplined approach to exercise creates a daily rhythm of activity that becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. On days when motivation fades, discipline carries you forward. Rest and recovery complete the trio of physical discipline. Many underestimate the power of quality sleep and relaxation to maintain their health. Without enough rest, your body cannot repair itself. Your mind loses clarity, and your emotions become unstable. Discipline here means setting boundaries on your schedule that protect your sleep time. It means turning off screens early and creating a calm environment that invites deep rest. When you honor your body with proper recovery, you wake up refreshed and ready to take on challenges. Discipline in body care is not just about physical benefits. It also strengthens your character and mental toughness. Each time you choose to eat well, exercise, or rest, instead of giving in to easier options, you build confidence in your ability to control your impulses. This self-control spills over into other areas of your life. It teaches you that success is not a one-time event, but the result of daily, consistent effort. Caring for your body through discipline becomes a metaphor for how you approach challenges and commitments in general. Ignoring your body creates invisible barriers to success. Low energy makes it harder to focus at work or in relationships. Poor health increases stress and reduces resilience. Lack of discipline leads to feelings of guilt and frustration that undermine your mindset. The longer you neglect your physical well-being, the more difficult it becomes to catch up. The reality is harsh but clear. If you don't take care of your body now, your best self will remain out of reach. Taking care of your body through discipline requires shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing healthy habits as chores, view them as essential investments in your future. Recognize that every small decision to care for yourself builds momentum toward greater strength and vitality. When you embrace this mindset, discipline becomes less about sacrifice and more about respect for yourself. This respect fuels perseverance and joy in the process. Many people struggle to start or maintain disciplined body care because they lack clear goals or systems. To overcome this, create simple routines that fit your lifestyle. Plan your meals in advance to avoid unhealthy choices. Schedule exercise sessions like appointments you cannot miss. Establish a bedtime ritual that signals your body to wind down. Small changes done consistently produce remarkable results over weeks and months. Discipline grows from the satisfaction of seeing these results unfold. Accountability is another powerful tool to support your discipline. Share your health goals with a trusted friend or coach who will encourage you and hold you responsible. Joining a community focused on fitness or nutrition creates social support that motivates you on tough days. When you know others are counting on you, discipline strengthens because it becomes a shared commitment. This external reinforcement complements your internal desire to care for your body. There will be setbacks. Life throws obstacles that challenge your discipline. You may face illness, busy schedules, or low motivation. What matters is how you respond. Discipline means not letting one bad day turn into a bad week or month. It means recommitting every day to your physical well-being no matter the circumstances. This resilience builds a foundation of trust in yourself that is unshakable. Taking care of your body through discipline transforms not only your health but also your entire life experience. Increased energy allows you to tackle challenges with enthusiasm. Better sleep enhances mental clarity and emotional balance. Improved strength boosts confidence and self-image. These physical improvements create a ripple effect that enhances your relationships, work, and personal growth. You don't have to start with drastic changes. Begin with one disciplined action today. Drink more water, take a short walk, or go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Notice how these small choices make you feel and build on that momentum. Discipline grows from simple actions taken consistently. Over time, these actions become habits that support your best self. Discipline in body care is a commitment to honor the vessel that carries you through life. It's a promise to yourself that you will protect and nurture your health. This promise creates a foundation for all your dreams and goals. When your body is strong and energized, your mind can focus sharper, your emotions stay balanced, and your spirit remains resilient. Your body is the first tool you have to shape your future. Discipline in caring for it is not optional but necessary. It requires courage to face discomfort and consistency to overcome challenges. The rewards are profound and long-lasting. Strength, energy, clarity, and confidence become your companions on the road to becoming your best self. Chapter 10. Control your time with unwavering focus. Every day, millions of people find themselves overwhelmed by distractions that steal their most precious resource. Time slips away without notice while their goals wait untouched. This is the harsh reality that many face but refuse to confront. The truth is, time is the one asset you can never regain once it's lost. Yet most people treat it carelessly, allowing interruptions and procrastination to dictate their lives. Mastering your time with ruthless focus is not an option if you want to succeed. It's an absolute necessity. Without control over your time, no amount of talent or ambition will move you forward. The challenge is that the modern world is designed to fragment your attention. Notifications, social media, endless emails, and urgent requests constantly pull you away from what truly matters. The average person loses hours every day to distractions without even realizing it. This Slow erosion of time creates frustration and stagnation. You know you could achieve so much more if only you had more time or better focus. The hard truth is that the difference between high achievers and everyone else is not time itself, but how they guard it fiercely through focus. Ruthless focus means making a conscious decision to protect your time as if your life depended on it. Because in a very real way, it does. It means saying no to anything that doesn't align with your highest priorities. It means creating clear boundaries that prevent interruptions during your most productive hours. This level of discipline requires you to be brutally honest with yourself about what truly deserves your attention. If something is not moving you closer to your goals, it must be eliminated or delegated. Most people struggle to master their time because they don't have a clear plan. Without a roadmap, it's easy to drift through the day reacting to whatever seems urgent but not important. This reactive mode kills progress and wastes mental energy. To develop ruthless focus, you must first clarify your top priorities. What are the few key results you want to accomplish? What tasks have the biggest impact? When you know this, you can align your time and energy toward those tasks exclusively. A critical part of mastering time is learning to say no. This simple two-letter word is one of the most powerful tools you have. Every time you say no to a distraction or unnecessary obligation, you say yes to your priorities. Many people avoid saying no because they fear disappointing others or missing out. This fear traps them in busyness that leads nowhere. Learning to say no with confidence and kindness is a skill that protects your focus and honors your goals. Ruthless focus also means managing your environment to support concentration. This might mean turning off notifications, closing irrelevant tabs on your computer, or working in a quiet space. Your surroundings have a profound effect on your ability to concentrate. Removing visual and auditory clutter creates mental clarity. When you control your environment, you control your focus. This preparation is not optional, but a prerequisite for high performance. Another strategy for mastering time is batching similar tasks together. When you group related activities, you reduce the mental cost of switching between different types of work. This increases efficiency and preserves your energy. Many people waste time jumping from one task to another, never completing anything fully. Batching creates flow and momentum, making it easier to sustain focus over longer periods. The Pomodoro technique is a practical tool for building ruthless focus. It involves working in intense bursts of 25 minutes followed by a short break. This method trains your brain to concentrate fully and then rest, preventing burnout. Many find that this structured approach helps them overcome procrastination and increase productivity. Discipline in managing your work cycles is crucial for mastering time. Tracking your time honestly is another essential practice. Most people have no clear idea where their hours actually go. By recording your activities for several days, you reveal hidden time sinks and distractions. This awareness creates the opportunity for change. You can then allocate your hours deliberately rather than leaving them to chance. Time tracking is a mirror that reflects your true habits and empowers you to improve. Mastering time with ruthless focus is not about working longer hours. It's about working smarter and with greater intention. Quality always beats quantity when it comes to productivity. Focused work produces results that busy work never can. When you commit to this mindset, you free yourself from the tyranny of endless to-do lists and frantic multitasking. Procrastination is the enemy of ruthless focus. It disguises itself in many forms: perfectionism, fear, distraction, or indecision. Recognizing procrastination as a signal, not a truth, is vital. It often points to discomfort or uncertainty. Instead of avoiding the task, disciplined people lean into the discomfort, knowing that action dissolves resistance. Mastering time means developing the courage to start immediately and sustain momentum. Technology can either support or sabotage your focus. Using apps and tools that block distracting websites or schedule your tasks helps you stay on track. On the other hand, mindless scrolling and constant checking of messages fracture your attention. Taking control of your digital habits is a non-negotiable step in mastering time. Discipline in technology use protects your mental bandwidth. The benefits of ruthless focus extend beyond productivity. When you master your time, stress decreases because you feel in control. Confidence rises as you complete meaningful work and see progress. Your energy multiplies because you're not drained by constant switching and chaos. This mental clarity creates space for creativity and problem solving. Life becomes less reactive and more purposeful. Challenges will arise that threaten your focus. Emergencies, interruptions, or unexpected demands will test your discipline. The difference is how quickly you recover your focus and return to what matters. Ruthless focus means you allow disruptions but don't let them derail your entire day. It means having systems to recenter yourself and recommit to your priorities consistently. In the end, mastering time with ruthless focus is a lifelong practice, not a one-time fix. It requires daily commitment and constant refinement. The world will always compete for your attention, but you have the power to decide what wins. When you protect your time with unwavering focus, you create the conditions for extraordinary achievement and fulfillment. Start today by identifying your most important task and dedicating an uninterrupted block of time to it. Notice how it feels to work deeply without distractions. Build on this experience by creating habits that guard your time fiercely. Remember that every moment you invest in mastering your time is a moment invested in your future. Ruthless focus is the ultimate form of respect for your dreams and aspirations.